I gotta admit, this turned out much better than I expected. This thing looks good. How you doing, guys? Chris here. Well, I got something new today. Yes, I do have the StanFPV 2604 1690 kV motors, but I also have the StanFPV injection molded 5-inch ducts. And HQ Props makes these. I'm pretty excited because you're supposed to be able to take any 5-inch drone and make it into a cine, something like that. But I didn't want to just take any drone and do it. I had this Remix just kind of sitting around, not really doing anything with it, and I was looking at the way it's designed and the way that all these other Cinewhoops have been coming out lately, and I think if I go ahead and do something like this, I can get a pretty cool 4-inch, because this takes a 4-inch prop, not a 5-inch prop, but it fits a 5-inch arm. That's why they call it the 5-inch duct. But yeah, I think I can get this to perform pretty close to the way that one of those pusher style Cinewhoops performs. So we're gonna take this Remix here and we're gonna basically turn it into a Cinewhoop. So let's get started. All right, so we got one on and it went on pretty easily. I just had to get some different screws. So these are actually 5mm arms that I put on here. They're not what came with the frame. I just had some ones that are a little bit thicker and I like thicker arms. So I think 4mm come with it. So if you're gonna use 4mm arms, you can probably get away with a 10mm screw that'll fit the motor onto the arm and with the prop duct on there. This was 12mm screws. It's what I had laying around, hardware store, so you know, it's what I had, so it's what I used. Not my ideal choice, but it works. But right away, if you just look at it, I'll have to put some kind of landing pad or something, because it's gonna land on the duct. So we're gonna have to fix that. Just maybe pad it a little bit right in there, just so it gives something to land on, so it's not breaking the ducts. But as just a quick mock-up, that isn't bad. The camera will have a nice field of view, might catch this. We'll take a look at that. My plan is to throw a Vista in it. It'll have to be a naked Vista because not a lot of room in there. But if that doesn't work out, I might stack a air unit on top and run the battery on the bottom. But I don't know, we'll get creative, we'll figure it out. Let's keep building. All right, I got the all-in-one flight controller in. This is the iFlight, I think it's the, what is this one called? This one is the Sussex A all-in-one 4F. So this was a 30x30 all-in-one. So pretty good one. I don't know if they make them anymore. I had a couple of them in my spares drawer, and since I needed something kind of flat, this fit the bill. So let's do a quick startup. I got my short saver on, so let's see if I wired everything up and then go ahead and put the Vista in. So fingers crossed, here we go. Looks good. All right guys, here it is all built up, and I gotta admit, this turned out much better than I expected. This thing looks good. I mean, it's almost like it was meant to look like this. I'm really impressed. This is now a full-fledged 4-inch Cinewhoop, and I haven't hovered it yet. All I did was power it up for motor direction, so I'll plug it in for you guys as long as I don't drop my camera here. Yeah, let's do that. Here we go. I put some LEDs on the arm for flare, but nothing lighting up the front. So let's power it up. There you go. So there it is, 4-inch Cinewhoop. Let's go for a hover. All right, so we're all set up, and yeah, I don't know if you noticed, I have to use the Insta360 Go. I don't have a GoPro mount that's gonna fit this thing. I'll have to get somebody to 3D print me one of those Remix GoPro mounts for this thing. But, you know, say living. It's got the Vista in it. I did have to take just the top heat shield off of the Vista to get it all to fit. I didn't have to make it a complete naked Vista, but you know, I just wanted at least that, you know, 2 millimeters of space between the flight controller and the Vista. So that's what I got, and yeah, let's go for a hover and see how it works. This thing is loud as hell. It works. All right, so I cut the sound so we could talk through what's happening here. So right away, I'm at about 40%, 45% throttle to hover, and then I have to go to about 50 to 60% to lift up above the trees. That's kind of high in the throttle, more than I expected. This is a 6S 1100 milliamp hour battery, and I was getting about 4 minutes of flight time just cruising around here. And remember, this is an Insta360 Go, not a GoPro. So you gotta add about 100 grams to the overall weight, which will probably decrease your flight time by about 30 seconds. So let's talk about flight characteristics. As you can see here, as I take a tighter turn, this thing kind of drops out of the sky. It does not like tight turns. And as you see here, I take a much wider turn and there's no issues at all. It was just that tight turn that caused me to lose altitude. This is the maiden flight, so there might be something in the tune I might be able to tweak to ensure that it doesn't lose altitude when I'm taking tighter turns. But needless to say, I don't think I'm doing much freestyle with this one. So these ducts give us the ability to turn any 5-inch drone into a 4-inch Cinewhoop. And this is a brand new build. This is stock beta flight with stock filter settings, and it looks crystal clear. This is a clear indication that the days of 4-inch Cinewhoops are right on our heels. Shen Drones has already put one out, and these StanFPV ducts are perfect to convert your favorite 5-inch into a 4-inch Cinewhoop. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.